Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into something absolutely crucial for your career, mastering advanced English discourse connectors. But look, we're not just going to memorize vocabulary here. No way. We are looking at the actual architecture of persuasion. We're going to take these advanced linguistic concepts and completely reframe them for the real world. So let's get into it. Now imagine this. How do you actually stand up in a high-stakes boardroom and defend, say, a massive budget cut without completely losing the room? Well, you do it by using these grammar rules, not as boring academic exercises, but as critical strategic tools. When the pressure is on, it's not just what you say, right? It's how you link those ideas together. Your transitions are literally the foundation of your argument. They can either build this undeniable bridge of logic, or they can cause your entire pitch to just collapse under pressure. Here's our roadmap for today. We'll start by setting up the executive context, map out the clause blueprint and the noun pivot, break down the deal closers, run a quick error clinic to fix some bad habits, and finish up with a practical agility game. All right, part 1, the executive context. We're looking at the words that actually build your authority. Moving right along to part 2, the clause blueprint. This is where we use words like although, even though, whereas, and while. Okay, let's picture the scene again. You're in a formal debate, or maybe you're drafting a highly sensitive business proposal. How you connect and sequence your ideas directly dictates your persuasiveness. It shows your professional authority. These advanced connectors, they aren't just fancy words to make you sound smart. They're signals. They tell your audience that you are in complete control of the information. Now, these framing devices are heavy lifters for sure, but they require a full grammatical team to work. Structurally, you need a connector, plus a subject, plus a verb. Listen to this example. Although the budget is tight, we must invest. See what's happening there? You're acknowledging the reality, yeah, the budget is tight, but you are grammatically subordinating it to your main point, which is the need to invest. Honestly, it's a total power move. Which brings us to part 3, the noun pivot. Let's master despite and in spite of. So here is where we transition to a grammatical behavior that is built for pure efficiency. These specific connectors actually strip away the subject and verb requirement entirely. All they need is a strong noun or gerund, that's an ing verb acting as a noun, to swiftly pivot the whole business argument. Think about it. Despite the tight budget, we must invest. Notice how punchy that is? You've compressed this major contrast into a single, dense phrase. It's incredibly efficient. And let me tell you, in a fast-paced negotiation, this kind of brevity absolutely commands attention. Okay, part 4, the deal closers. Let's talk about advanced addition and consequence. Once you've navigated all those contrasts we just talked about, you really need to drive your point home. These sophisticated markers act as the mortar, locking a bulletproof business proposal together. Think of these as your executive cheat sheet for building undeniable logic. If you want to show a direct result, you'd apply words like therefore, consequently, or the highly formal thus. When you need to stack evidence to just overwhelm an objection, or maybe a stubborn CFO, you use your addition tools, furthermore, or moreover. And for a really sharp, sophisticated pivot, nevertheless is incredibly effective. These markers create seamless transitions in your formal emails and reports. They basically make your logic impossible to argue with. Up next, part 5, the error clinic. It is time to break those fossilized habits. All right, I'm shifting into coach mode for a second here. The absolute most common pitfall for advanced speakers is directly translating structural logic from their native languages straight into English. Let's address a glaring mistake we see all the time. Despite he was tired. We hear this constantly. But why is it wrong? Well, because the speaker is confusing the rules of clause connectors with the rules of noun connectors. They took despite, which demands only a noun or a gerund, and they forced a full clause, he was tired, right next to it. It completely breaks the structure of the sentence, and honestly, they immediately dilutes your professional authority. Another super common error is double stacking. Saying something like, although we are over budget, but we need more time. You guys, you only need one hinge for the door.
Adhering to the correct blueprint is really the secret to unlocking true C1 level fluency. So how do we fix it? You can fix the error by changing the clause into a noun. Despite his fatigue. See? So elegant. Or you can keep the clause and just swap the connector. Although he was tired, by consciously practicing these exact specific fixes, you finally stop translating word for word and you start assembling your ideas like a native executive.
Finally, part 6, the agility game. Let's prove your mastery.
Okay, here's your scenario. Put yourself in this situation.
You're facing the board. Idea 1, our costs are increasing. Idea 2, we will not raise our prices. Now, these are two radically opposed business concepts, right? Your task right now, just in your head, is to connect these two ideas using 3 grammatically distinct structures, all without altering the formal meaning of your stance. Take a quick second to formulate them. I'll wait.
Okay, let's see how you did. First, you could use the clause blueprint. Although our costs are increasing, we will not raise prices. Or maybe you executed a noun pivot. Despite increasing costs, we will not raise prices. Or, third option, you deployed a deal closer contrast. Our costs are increasing, nevertheless, we will not raise prices. If you can instantly pivot between these 3 structures in real time, you have absolutely proven you've mastered these tools. It means you can read the room and adjust your grammar on the fly for maximum impact.
We're wrapping up today's explainer with a challenge for you. Remember, grammar isn't just a boring set of rules. It's literally a toolkit for leadership. So what structural blueprint are you going to deploy in your next high-stakes negotiation? Are you going to lean on the elegance of the noun pivot? Or maybe the undeniable logic of a deal closer? Try bringing these advanced discourse markers into your very next professional meeting, and just watch how the room responds to your newfound clarity. Until next time, keep analyzing, keep learning, and keep explaining.